Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Reset Podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Mignot, CEO of the experience communications agency, D-Flash. Each week on the show, I interview another game-changing entrepreneur, business leader who's doing really incredible things. I'm so excited for today's episode because I've got Walter Powell, the founder of Politiscope, who has an amazing career and is off to something brilliant in the political landscape. It's going to be a great conversation. Have a listen. Hey, Walter.
Hey, how you doing?
It's so great to have you. I met you at South by Southwest in one of those evenings at the JW, and was blown away by what you were up to, and so I'm psyched to have you here.
I'm excited to be here. So
yeah. So every episode, I ask the same very first question. It's always fascinating to me where people's first job takes them to what they're doing right now, and I bet it's going to be no different for you. So, Walter, what was your first job?
So I've played in the NFL for 4 years and just recently retired because I created my own political app/startup called Politiscope, and that's where I'm at right now.
You didn't answer my question. What was your first job?
Oh, my first job. Jeez, my first job was in college, shelving books in a book factory, like a book. What's it called? Yeah, basically it's a book factory. Like the books come in, and it was actually for Amazon. Actually, like I take the books, shelve them correct. Like it's a huge factory, literally about 100 aisles, and you basically just walk down each aisle and just put the books in where they're supposed to go and go from there.
How did you get this job?
It was a summer job. My college coach, he hooked us up with it, so it was the easiest job for us to do and just earn some good money. So,
and not get hurt over the summer while you were playing.
Basically, stay in town, be able to work out and not get hurt. So.
Where'd you go to college?
Murray State in Murray, Kentucky.
Murray, Kentucky?
Yeah, so it's about 3 hours away from my hometown, St. Louis, so not too far, but far enough.
Far enough. That's 3.5 hours away. Wow. Okay. So, stocking books. I'm guessing you got to read those books along the way because you probably were fascinated by what this was.
Yeah, a few books. Definitely a few. Just looking at the back cover, like, maybe I have to get this later. So, yeah.
That's interesting because now, what do you do?
So now, as far as what I did or what I'm doing now?
You can, okay, go on. So Walter used to play in the NFL and he had a job for a team. So talk about that for a smidge.
Okay, so in 2014, got drafted in a 6th round by the Arizona Cardinals. Then from there, I was playing with the New York Jets for 2 years. Then played with the Buffalo Bills for 2 years and finished with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
As a
wide receiver, punt return, kick return.
And you were like, all right, I've done this NFL thing. Now I want to do something else.
Exactly, and it was more of a change of heart because when I created Politiscope, like it was right when I was playing with the Jaguars. So I literally used to be in the meeting rooms looking at just creating specs and just features for my app while we was in there watching film. So I knew it was a change of heart from like, wow, like I don't want to play football no more. Like after just being bred to play football my whole life.
How's that happen for you? So how do you go from like it's your whole life of playing football and then be like, you know what, I want to build something?
So it was, just definitely got that entrepreneur mentality from my mom because she was like, she started her own medical coding and billing consulting agency. So I used to be around there watching her. And then, of course, my brother, he played in the NFL, but he was an entrepreneur as well. So literally being an entrepreneur runs in the family. But it was 2 years into my NFL career, my brother asked me, what was my purpose in life? And I really didn't have an answer for him. And that's a pretty deep question, I feel like, for anybody. What's your purpose in life? So I started to do a lot of soul searching, a lot of reading, started meditating, started just trying to get more in tune with myself. And that's when the idea of Politiscope came because of my best friend and co-founder, Jackson White. He's a political junkie and was always breaking down politics to me into a way that I could understand. So it just came like that, just one day in December, and now we're here now.
Awesome. That's pretty incredible. So it was, and you just realized, I got to do something else.
It was more so that, and just the fact that, like, it was during the time of, Colin Kaepernick and everybody taking a knee, and I felt like I felt helpless because I couldn't take a knee because I wasn't a Colin Kaepernick or I wasn't one of those big name NFL superstars, and I felt like I was getting controlled. Like if I would have took a knee, I was going to lose my job. There's a high probability I would lose my job. So this was really just creating Politiscope was an opportunity for me to get out and do something that I really, can stand on, and really something I care about, especially the organization that I was, representing really didn't care for, what I thought and my beliefs outside of football. So this was just a blessing in disguise, and, it was definitely a risky decision, but it's been paying off ever since. So I wouldn't trade it for nothing else.
Wow. So tell us more about Politiscope.
So with Politiscope, I've created a nonpartisan player profile app for politicians where it breaks down and explains every bill a politician votes for or against in the lamest terms. So really just trying to make it that one-stop shop for all politics, whether it's articles, media, register to vote, and eventually we're going to unload the ballots so people can practice, the ballots once it comes time to vote.
And so for, in the land of politics, it's really hard for people to kind of figure out what politicians are voting on. How are you guys making this easy for folks?
Well, I mean, we just breaking it down into just snackable, just understandable, but information that people can just get and just go from there. Because, at the end of the day, people don't like read nowadays. Everything is content. They just need videos. They need short videos. So we just definitely trying to deliver it in a way that people can just get it and go and actually have an informed and educated conversation on politics instead of just coming from a naive, tribalistic mindset like, oh, I'm Republican, I'm Democrat, and this is what rules don't like. It's like it's deeper than that. It's not just so black and white as people think it is.
And with the app, you're able to actually break down, say, the voting rights bill or the newest climate change bill into like a 1 or 2 sentence, like snackable piece of content.
So how we have it set up, we got the breakdown, which is the simplest way the bill can be explained in 2 to 3 sentences. Digging deeper is anywhere from 2 to 6 paragraphs, ranging from left and right point of views from politicians. And then we have the official summary of the bill. And then at the bottom, very bottom of that bill, you can click view full bill. And if you're interested, you can read all 1,000 pages if you want.
And so you literally created an app where if I really wanted to read a 1,000-page bill from Congress, I could read it.
Yes.
And it's going to be on my phone.
Yep, and it shows the sponsors.
You can make the text larger.
Yeah, you can make the text larger. You can zoom in, but you can even see the sponsor on the bill, co-sponsors, and the status of the bill, and the voting statistics on the bill, and who voted yes or no on each bill as well. So you can literally see what's going on and click on those politicians' profiles as well and see everything they voted for. Call them from their profile page, follow them on all their social media, and see any media related to them. And then we're also unloading our new feature where you can donate to any politician as well.
Awesome. And for you guys, what's been the response so far? Is it more Democrat leaning or Republican leaning, or you're totally nonpartisan? Nonpartisan,
but just at the end of the day, just keeping it truly objective. And, just being on Fox News, and you know how Fox News is, and either side, Fox News or CNN, is left or right, but just the fact me being an African American NFL player and going on Fox News and showing them an app, and they actually everybody loving it and going to download it. It spoke volumes. It was one point where we had literally 60-some% Republican white male Republicans who downloaded the app, who were using it at first.
So, and you're like, what is going on?
It was like, wow. So that lets you know you got something. So because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It's about the tool we've created, and you're just trying to create transparency.
It's kind of incredible that you went on Fox News to show a technological app as a former NFL player, and you got white men to download this app. That should tell everyone who's listening that this app is the truth, because he got white men to listen to this on Fox. But then you've also been on the Young Turks.
Yeah.
So, it's definitely the fact that, whether it's left or right, it doesn't really matter. You guys are providing a tool that, can't be leveraged left or right. It is just a tool. Mm-hmm. And if you want to figure out, what AOC is doing or what Devin Nunes is doing, you can take a look, and it's just going to be fully nonpartisan.
Exactly. And just at the end of the day, just be able to have a good conversation, whether it's, out to eat or, at the Thanksgiving table where everybody trying to talk politics. you can pull it out and just see what the facts are. Because at the end of the day, people, if you got a problem with the facts, then it just lets me know that you up to no good. Because at the end of the day, that's what rules is facts.
So how's the world of startups been from transitioning from football? It's been
a journey, especially just coming from playing football, being at the top of your game to going into the startup world, being an African American and a former athlete. Like it's been a grind, just having to make sure that your company is airtight for its employees, product, just 3-year projections, just all this stuff, and still, barely, raising funds when you got, other people, like white males, being able to raise funds on a piece of paper, and being able to get 2-3 million when, I got to have everything inside out, 100% good. So, it's definitely been a challenge, but, all the adversity, we've been able to overcome a lot of it. So it's been a blessing.
And you guys just launched.
Yeah, we just officially launched January 19th. And so far, we already then got over 9,200 downloads. So it's pretty big.
And you're growing
organically.
And so for you guys, so you guys are currently fundraising. What's the next thing that's going to be coming down the pike for Politiscope?
So the next thing we just finished, finalizing this merger with Down Ticket. That's basically you're going to be able to just donate to politicians off the app, off their profile page. But other than that, we just grinded. We just, after we finish raising this round, bring on some more employees and really just really focus on marketing and really drive up the downloads and really just keep getting more and more exposure and just keep growing from there.
And do you think, because you're a former NFL player, is there a stigma around the fact that you're actually doing a political focus app as opposed to something in sports, for example?
Oh, of course, always. But in this day and age, I feel like sports and politics have always been intertwined.
Of course.
And it's it's no better time than now to really do it, just because, you got social media. You got the internet at the palm of your hands now to really take advantage of that. And, people, look at, athletes. They look at them for entertainment, but at the same time, they look at, athletes and entertainers, for political advice. Because I've seen a lot of people, for instance, think about, are interested in Cardi B's political views, and it's like wow, like.
Well, it's like if you have a platform, you want to be able to use it to at least keep people aware, because a lot of folks are not paying attention, and I think that's why we got into the mess we were in, because people stayed home, they didn't vote because the knowledge of it wasn't there. And from what you guys are doing, it's like you're trying to make this as simple as a Facebook post.
Exactly. And I just respect anybody who has a platform that uses their platform to try to educate, especially when it comes to politics. Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of stuff that's just getting proposed and passed under our noses that we don't know nothing about until the damage is already done. So just celebrities who are already just using their platform to help their communities get more engaged, kudos to them and much respect. And that's what I'm trying to, do as well, as use my platform of being a millennial, being an African American, and being an NFL athlete to really create cultural change. Because in this day and age, we need it.
It's so true. I think everything's moving so quickly, and there's so much garbage on all these platforms. Left, right, what have you, and it's hard for people to digest. And for you guys, you're essentially creating this platform which enables people to digest it quickly, but also it's just the facts. Mm-hmm. And with fake news and all these other things that are out there, you guys are trying to be sort of just a platform, and that's completely agnostic and totally nonpartisan. Mm-hmm. It's really, really cool. And so once you guys, raise funds, what's sort of the big picture goal for you guys?
The big picture goal, I want us to IPO, because I feel, and a lot of people have told us, this is a unicorn type of company. So I feel like once we add the right pieces as far as just employees and just keep making the right connections, we are very well on the road to IPO.
Awesome.
Even though that's down the line, but that's the goal. Because at the end of the day, this my baby, and ain't no way I'm finna sell it. No matter if somebody bring me $100 million, because it's not about the money no more. It's about just doing something and really setting the tone for people of color, that they can step in this lane and do stuff that hasn't been done before. So I'm just trying to be that beacon of light, even though it's already been some trailblazers in the lane, but really just be a millennial that that can really change the game in the tech world, in the political tech world.
And what have some of your former player friends said about this?
At first, when I first got into tech world, decided to retire, they was looking at me kind of crazy, like, yo, what are you doing? Like, but, as I continue to, as Politiscope continued to grow, they started to see the big picture and see where I was coming from, and they can do nothing but respect me, because a lot of guys after football don't know what's their plan B, because people don't realize football is just a chapter in our lives, and you still got the rest of your life to live. So just them seeing me being able to step over into another lane and really be successful to a certain extent. I mean, it's giving guys hope that they can step out and do something else outside of football. But they respect me. They behind me 100%. A few even invested. So it's once people start seeing the big picture, it's beautiful.
That's awesome. So, is the NFL kind of like Ballers, or is it just?
It's a little bit of. It's a little close. Yeah, it's a little bit of a little bit of a lot close. Like, shoot, yeah.
I watched that show and I'm like, wait, really? And then I'm like, it couldn't be that far off, because that's hella specific. Yeah,
just most of them stories definitely came from true stories. So you got guys coming from straight superstars to guys just grinding, trying to make the team. So any story you could think of is probably didn't happen, like, for real.
And what's the one thing that you'd like folks to know about how to find out about Politiscope and how they can get in contact, because we have all different sorts of folks who listen to the show. Mm-hmm.
Well, you could get in touch with us on our Instagram at Politiscope app, at Politiscope app, or you can reach out to us at www.politiscope.io/info, and as well you can follow me on Instagram. At SpeedKills9 with a Z. I'm gonna need to change that though, just because I'm in a different world now. So definitely got to change that. But
this one used to be Walter Powell.
Exactly. So so you can reach out to us from there, and definitely just stay tuned, and as well reach out. We have Twitter as well, Politiscope app. So yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
Walter, it's been so great having you on the show. I was so impressed by what you had the minute I met you at South by. And I'm like, I gotta get this in the show. But also, like, helping we can, because, like I said, it's very rare to meet athletes turned startup founders who are doing something that has nothing to do with sports. Mm-hmm. And so that's testament to you and what you're trying to achieve. So we're here. We support you here at the Reset Podcast. So thanks again.
I thank you, and I appreciate you. God is good.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. That's our show.